Welcome back to WKYT News. Nearly 2 years since flooding devastated eastern Kentucky, help is continuing to arrive to rebuild some of the hardest hit communities.
In Breathitt County, volunteers are repairing homes. WKYT's Alyssa Williams brings us an update on families still in need who are not being forgotten.
It's been nearly 2 years since floodwaters swept through several eastern Kentucky communities like the one here in Breathitt County.
It hit this area really hard.
Lorenia Henson was one of the homeowners left with repairs to be made on the inside and outside of her home.
There was no way we could do it ourselves. It was just me, my son and daughter. Because my husband had passed a couple years ago. He had passed in May, and then we had the flood in July.
That's where the Appalachia Service Project steps in. The Tennessee-based organization has a mission of making homes safer, warmer, and drier for the people of the Appalachian region. But this week, the group has some extra sets of hands.
The main goal of our ministry is to share life with people. And Appalachia Service Project allows for that to happen.
Traveling all the way from Michigan, volunteers with Newburgh United Methodist Church are helping to add new siding to Henson's home, fix her porch, and build new ramps.
You're at the end of a workday and it's tiring and you're like, I have to do this again tomorrow, but they're so excited to do it. So it just builds that emotional part and that part that God tells you to persevere and go.
And for people like Henson, whether the help is coming from within the mountains or beyond them, she knows the people of eastern Kentucky are still being remembered.
Yes, you know that you realize that people do still care, you know, even though they don't live here, they do still care. And people will come and help.
In Breathitt County, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
The church has been partnering with the Appalachia Service Project for 37 years now, with the majority of the church's volunteers being high schoolers.